Dr. I.O. Silver, who was Larry's father, was a family physician in Steelton, and he really, because of his involvement in the area for decades, especially with all the sports teams at Steel High and even some of the professional sports teams, was essentially a legend in the area. In the mid-1990s, right after Larry's father died, he wanted to start a foundation, and he called it the I.O. Silver Foundation in honor of his father. And since his father had died of cardiovascular disease, that foundation wanted to raise money for heart-related issues for patients in the central Pennsylvania area. He put together a board of directors to help him start this foundation, and they started to have events to raise money in support of heart patients. We found out about that and said, well, if you're going to support heart patients, why not have it done at Penn State? The first project was to take our outpatient office and to reconstruct the office in a way that would commit to the integration of care. So we had heart surgeons seeing patients in the same office as the vascular surgeons, in the same office as the adult cardiologists. And we could even have integrated clinics such as heart failure clinics and transplant clinics and vascular disease, and on, arrhythmia clinics, and have, I'd be seeing a patient with chest pain, I could go around the corner and get one of my colleagues who opened arteries and have him see the patient. There were surgeons there, so if I saw a patient that needed a valve replacement, I could introduce the patient and show the films to the surgeon. And we actually dedicated that once the construction was done. It's the I.O. Silver Clinic.
Larry'd been doing fundraising for the HVI for many years. Initially was doing fundraising by having local races here in the Hershey area, some 5K runs. And then when he switched and started doing the fashion show is when I got involved and got interested. I think there was two parts of being on the planning committee that I liked. One part of being able to get things for the silent auction, you know, going out and getting things that I thought were neat or were something that I would like to have and would like to bid on, and to donate those then for the auction. And then the second part was getting the patient speakers to come to the fashion show. We always had somebody who had been a patient in the HVI who had benefited from our care, the expertise of our physicians and our nurses, and the equipment that the monies were used for that Dr. Silver had helped fund.
I always knew the I.O. Silver Foundation was a big contributor, but I didn't actually meet Larry Silver until this past year when I was asked to speak at his fashion show. And it was neat meeting him because he told me the legacy of his father, I.O., and I often wondered if he knew the legacy that he is now leaving behind for future generations as well. In 1989, I was diagnosed with viral cardiomyopathy. It was a sudden illness. I had previously been healthy, and up until that point. And I was brought to Hershey Medical Center where they determined that I needed a heart transplant to survive. At that point, for the next 27 years, I received my care here at Hershey Medical Center, and I received my cardiac care at the I.O. Silver Clinic. And because of the donations that have come in the fundraising efforts that Dr. Silver has done, I've been able to lead a healthy life, a normal life with my husband and my children.
Over the last couple of years, our department has been involved in a project to help schools learn how to do CPR in a very short time frame, about a 30-minute class. So we have this kit that can be taken to the schools, and it basically is a plug and play. It's ready to go. And this year, the number of schools that applied for our program exceeded our funds that were available. So we are very, very grateful that someone put us into touch with the I.O. Silver Foundation, and through that generosity, we were able to meet the need for every school that applied for the program this year. So with those funds and funds we had available from Children's Miracle Network, we were able to place kits in 22 different schools in our area. And for the life of our project, we're now in 66 schools. So we just really want to say a big thank you to the I.O. Silver Foundation for making that possible and for improving the health and the safety of those schools and of our communities. Thank you so much.
We've been receiving foundation money for really now over 2 decades, and well over $1 million of money have gone to our heart program. And as we evolved from a cardiovascular center to a Heart and Vascular Institute over 10 years ago, the theme was still the same, the integration of cardiac-related care for our patients. This has had a big impact on our education and on the care of the patients in our cardiovascular product line.
I'm here to thank Larry Silver for his efforts over the last decade or so to help the Heart and Vascular Institute through the I.O. Silver Foundation. The fashion show that Larry has established has been an outstanding event that has grown every year. We're really delighted to have been a partner with Larry. Perhaps this has gone on more years than either of us care to remember, but in all seriousness, Larry has been a great colleague, and we're very appreciative of everything he's done for the Heart and Vascular Institute.
I would like to say thank you. Thank you, Larry, for the time that you have taken and invested over the years as a physician yourself in carrying on your father's legacy, caring for people like me who, without people like you, wouldn't be here. And so I want to thank you. I hope that you enjoy time relaxing now, and thank you for involving me in the fundraising efforts.
Larry, working with you was just the greatest. Every year I knew that the luncheon you and Rita planned was going to be the best. The money raised going to save lives. You always worked with me so closely and led all of us every step of the way. I congratulate you on a job well done. I hope I get to work with you again on something, anything. Thank you for letting me be part of such important work.
Larry, congratulations on decades of helping us out here at the Penn State Heart and Vascular Institute. I'm sorry that I'm not going to be here during the presentation, but we are actually going to be in St. Paul reviewing new medical equipment for our patients, which is very important. All of us at the Penn State Heart and Vascular Institute appreciate all that you've done for us. It's really impacted on the quality of care that we have given to our patients, to the education of our fellows, residents, and students. We really appreciate your friendship over the years. Thank you very much.